let's get started. You guys have had a good time, a lot of fun, dividing up inventory, which is always exciting. When we were here last, you guys defeated an octopus. Yeah, I guess initially, well, for those who weren't here last time, you guys had fought spiders. You're trying to get these prisoners out of these caves, and you found yourself defeating everything in this lower level cave, including a giant spider, only to confront a giant octopus in this pool that sort of blocked your only way out. On the plus side, one of the prisoners was standing guard, and before Glory could push this prisoner into the certain death, the octopus assisted and pulled the prisoner in itself. Through some really interesting tactics, you surrounded the octopus by a combination of fire, which you can still see on the screen, as well as some floating orbs from Dinjarin. And it sort of guided the octopus sort of off and to the left. That gave you a pretty confined space to sort of take it to its doom. Upon defeating the octopus, the team decided to regroup, did some check-in to make sure there's nothing left in that pool. Still no clear understanding as to what's going on and why there was an octopus in that pool. But then sort of identified a marching order to sort of exit this map. So this leaves you sort of in the state that you see on screen. Leading the way is Dinjarin, followed by Icarus, Syl, Tempe, Tyros, Stephanos, precariously balanced there on that one little bit. Glory is coming up from behind, surrounded by or followed by the prisoners, who probably will keep at least 1 or 2 person distance from Glory, as she has threatened to kill several of them over the course of this adventure. Sort of leaves us to where you are now. The passage is only wide enough for 1 person at a time. It sort of winds around into the right. So the big question is, anything you want to do? Oh, worth mentioning, you have not found the missing child or the missing farmhand, but there's some indication that they were at least pulled upwards. So you're heading up. Seemed like they were pulled up. So who knows your future? And finally, you do hear coming through the passageway some complaining and moans from somebody.
I don't know if I could see anything down the passageway. Can I see movement of anything down the passageway before I head forward?
You can see that the stairs wind their way up to the right. They seem traveled, but not necessarily overly frequently, right? So just normal foot traffic. Nothing out of the ordinary. And you can't see the exit. But all you can see is that it does twist around and goes to the right.
And are there webs on the walls or in the ceiling of the passageway at all?
You don't really see any webs, largely just cobwebs, right? Normal cave dankness.
All right then.
What's the holdup up there? Like, we're
you guys ready to go?
Here. Yeah.
All right. I say we proceed forward then.
Awesome. All right. So let me unload this map from y'all and load a new map.
I think it's as safe as it's going to get.
I find it a little suspicious that you are leading us, Dinjarin.
Comes from coming from the person who wanted to kill the farmhands. I don't know how.
No, I didn't say I wanted to kill the farmhands. I'm saying that sometimes you have to sacrifice one for the many. Now, I don't think that you are out for the many. I think that you're out for yourself. No?
I'm out
curious
for
why.
All right. So are you proceeding up are you guys coming up as a team, or are you sending a scout ahead? That was unclear to me.
Right. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I say we go up as a team.
Fine. Go ahead and lead the way.
I disagree. Feel like only
Scout Icarus?
First of all, you're first in line, so I feel like first 3 people should inch up little by little, because everybody else is going to make a lot of noise, and we've already proven that we're not good at stealth as a team. So we should just have like three people like creep up a little bit just to see what's going on before the whole gang comes along.
I could get with that. I'm down.
Yeah, let's
That
do that.
sounds-
All right.
Stealth mode.
Although
All right.
I will also point out I'm not the most stealthy character, but if you want me to go,
Did you take your chainmail off?
I'm not going to take my chain. I don't know what's in that chamber. I don't want to get hit without my own.
So I'm sharing the next level, and most of you should not be able to see anything. Correct?
That is
Correct.
correct.
Good. That is how it's supposed to be. Great. So the first one
Oh,
up. So you're
crap, I
going
just-
the first three at a time, right?
Yes.
All right. So Dinjarin makes his way up, and you should be able to see something now, right? Who was after
I did.
Dinjarin? Was it Icarus?
Yeah, Icarus is next in line.
All right.
Why can I see something? I'm not supposed to
you're
be
not up
seeing
yet.
some stuff.
Yeah, you're not seeing
No.
anything yet.
No. I'm saying I am seeing things, and I shouldn't be.
Oh, you're seeing
What are
the
you
other character.
seeing?
Yeah, don't click the other characters. Yeah.
Well,
No,
I didn't.
I've always been able to see what the other characters could see.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, wait, do I not have on?
And then I
Oh.
accidentally exited out the other map when I was trying to.
That's okay.
get-
You don't need the other map.
Okay, cool.
Well, I guess you're all just gonna slowly see these characters. Who was after Icarus?
Still.
Still.
All right. So the first three are in. Who was after Syl?
Tempe.
Tempe. All right. And that is all that's gonna fit until these guys make a move. So, you guys have creeped your way up, right? So, tight sparrows, tight spaces and narrow passageways, right? This place sucks. You wonder how dragons were able to make a home of this place, long ago. There's no way they'd be able to, navigate these small tunnels. These must have been added later or whatever. But you realize that now is not the time for these thoughts. You gotta focus. You must focus. So, the welcome wagon.
Welcome! Good to see you again. You survived.
Yeah, that's nice. I guess that must be a word trigger. The welcome wagon awaiting you on the first leg of your escape left a lot to be desired, right? You continue to take solace in the fact that there can't be anything behind you, you think. At least nothing but corpses and pools of blood. And, you've thought that before. So, your mileage may vary. You then begin to wonder how long it's going to take the goblins to clear the cave entrance and reclaim their cave. Probably best not to find out. So let's not forget that, the main way into this place, you collapse some boulders. One would assume that at some point, goblins are going to start making their way in. So you're all stacked up. Dinjarin, no one can move until you make a move. Same with Icarus, same with Syl. And you guys are going to continue to come in one at a time until you decide what's up.
So first, guys, I'm going to let you know there is another giant pool here. I'm going to see if I could pick up a rock or something and toss it in the water, just to make sure there's nothing in that water.
So let me tell you what you see. So the stairway winds around to the right. Right, it's dark, it's unlit, it was cramped, it's somewhat steep. Is what you experienced. You're sort of forced to climb, as I mentioned, single file to make your way up. Right. As you get to the top of the stairs, light starts to leak in from the torches placed around the unfolding cavern ahead. This time there isn't much of an entryway. The passage, is widening up to the top of the stairs. So like last time when you walked into the cave, there's sort of an atrium waiting for you. This one, you just are kind of there. What you see is concerning. Right? So to your point, Curtis,
Name's
it is.
Dinjarin. I don't know who it is.
I'm sorry. Yeah, my bad. You're absolutely right. I'm breaking my own rules. The interesting thing is you're not wrong. Hold on 1 second. The interesting thing about what you're saying is that pool is not a new pool. It's not a different pool. Right? That pool is the same pool, but you're seeing it from above. So if you remember correctly, when you guys got closer to the edge and looked up, you could sort of see up a ways, right? So that's the pool. That's the pool below. I mean, ideally, you'd see your character, your friends down there below, but like this is for illustrative purposes. But you see a couple of other things.
like-
What's that?
So it's like defying gravity almost, right? Like it's just kind of a pool within.
No, there's a hole in the floor that we're seeing the pull from the lower level down.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So think about like you're on one level above. Is that making sense? Because it's an important distinction. So you see a couple of you see something a little concerning, Dinjarin, and maybe those can also see it. You see, a goblin mage, and what looks to be gotta enable some stuff. I always want to share my desktop with you guys to see, so you guys can see, like, if you think the windows you're managing are crazy, you should see what I'm up to. There it is, Glurk. So within your sight right now are two mages, right? As you know, a mage is a spellcaster, right? So, what you see is concerning. Is it some sort of ritual, a meditation? Like, do goblins even meditate? You wonder. Probably not likely. Seems to be some sort of a trance. You hear this droning, these droning goblins just sort of in unison. They almost sound like Tibetan monks. So now that you know that, you have maybe a different point of view, and you need to decide how much of this you want to relay to your friends behind you. The only one who could maybe pick up on any of that is possibly Icarus.
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, I mean, the rest of you technically can't see any of this, right?
Just Dinjarin.
Just Dinjarin. So Dinjarin is basically, he's your cork in your bottle, right? So he's blocking anyone from proceeding. He sees what he sees. Behind him, Icarus can sort of see over his shoulder a little bit, a subset, and he's maybe describing some of it. The rest of you are still downstairs or on the stairway, sort of waiting for him to make his next move. And that's what I need to know is, what do you guys want to do? Like, that there's some ritual. You're not in combat. You are, you still have, surprise. But it's sort of what you see off to the left, Curtis, is, seems like some light is sort of glowing from some room off to, I guess, from where you're sitting, it would be your right? So it'd be the west side of the map. On the east side of the map, you sense some yellow light sort of glowing and flickering. So, just based on sort of your understanding of the situation so far, you've got some sort of ritual going on in front, and then some color coming, green color from the left, or from the right, and yellow from the left.
I have a question.
Yes.
There's also a goblin shaman. Is he stronger than the mage?
You would have to do a history check if you would like to know that. And unfortunately, you can't ask me any questions because you're not up here.
Oh, just kidding.
JK. All right, Curtis. So let's get this. What are your options, right? Like, I mean, do you have anything you want to know? Do you have any questions? Sort of, how do you want to play this moment?
I'm muted.
Right.
I've been asking you questions, but I was muted. Do these goblins see me at all? Are they so in the trance they don't notice us yet?
Nope, they do not know you. They don't know what's going on.
Okay, so I'm gonna relay back to Icarus. Icarus, there's two wizard-like goblins that I can see. I think we should relay it back down the line just so we know, and then I'm gonna see if I could move in a little bit, because I think our best bet would be to have an archer, because you and me would have to run up there, or someone with a bow. I think you have a bow, right, Icarus?
Yeah, I have a longbow.
Okay, I don't know if we want to attack them yet, but I want to get in a little bit more, see if there's more I could see. Like if there's areas I can't really see too well, and I want to make sure there's not more hiding and waiting for us. So I'm going to try to get close to this, where the hole is, where I could see the water down, and just see if I could get a little bit more view without them seeing me.
Wait,
Alright.
which
Is that
hole?
something I could do?
So
There's
yeah,
like-
so you're so what I'm hearing is you want to do a little bit of sneaking.
Yeah, I want to just sneak around the corner to where I could see the water below. There's like a little corner directly to my right. It looks like it's right next to like a lantern or something, but
Yep.
it's still far enough away where I don't think they would notice me if I could do it well.
All right, so why don't you go ahead and let's see what your skills are. What's your passive?
Should I move my character to where I want it to be?
Yeah, move your character. Yeah, move your character.
I guess I would have to do something like that, and then that.
All right, so you're in a slightly different position, and I'm going to give you like that's a sneak because they're droning and there's just sort of the ambient cave noise. Like there's no reason to do a stealth move. You weren't trying to get close enough to anyone that even matters. All right, so some of the sort of unwinds around you, right? So like as I mentioned, like there's a green pulsing light that seems to be leaking into the cave from one side, right? And light from the golden flame becomes a little bit more clear from the direction where you were hearing the moaning. So you're hearing some moaning off to the right, and some complaining. As mentioned, ahead of you is this shaman, and there's some sort of throne flanked to the left and right by those mages. They're fixated on the shaman, and let's face it, like he's sort of in his own head. These guys are in like a super deep concentration. And it doesn't seem to be any of the moving around or the shuffling of it doesn't seem to be bothering them at all. Interesting, on the floor is a crudely painted eye, and this eye looks familiar. The chant coming from the mages, sort of starts to worm its way into your head, right? And it is in Goblin. So I will paste the Goblin chant. Into the chat window. And I have to do it in language. Goblin. All right. So, some of you can read this or can understand what they're saying. And does anyone want to take a crack at it? And relay it to their friends?
My bad. Did not mean to do that.
I don't know what you wrote, but that's some sort of bananas.
All right, I don't know if you could read Goblin or if you understand Goblin Icarus, but basically, I think they're trying to call a dragon. So it says they're saying Goblin call the dragon here. Dragon fill the town with fear. Goblin smash and Goblin bite, along with side Goblin and dragon fight. So they are trying to. I don't know if they're trying to call a dragon into the town that we were at or into this specific area, but I do think we are kind of in trouble if we don't do something.
Right.
Yeah.
So now that you understand it, it starts to drone into your head.
Goblin call the dragons here. Dragon fill the town with fear. Goblin smash and Goblin bite. Alongside Goblin, dragons fight. Goblin call the dragons here. Dragons fill the town with fear. Goblin smash and Goblins bite. Along the side the Goblin, dragons fight.
Or
It is
something
pretty
like that.
It is
Yeah.
a catchy tune.
Yes, it is. It just keeps repeating over and over and over again. So yeah, so you guys get the feeling that they're definitely trying to summon something, arguably a dragon, right?
Does
And
Glory
Chop.
have?
Go ahead.
Does Glory have any powers to like block their summons?
I don't know. I don't believe so. Right? I think that's what's the conversation, down below. So like, let's shift down to the cave below. Yeah. So
I'm
what have
not
you?
allowed
What are
to
you guys?
talk, right?
Well, you guys are allowed to talk to each other. So like this now. So you've heard what's happening up ahead, right? And you know, on the map below, you guys are still on your way in, and you're making your way. As you see, I'm pulling you guys forward. You guys are sort of making your way up the stairs, right? And you're within whisper conversation of each other. So yeah, you sort of know the situation above. What are you guys planning to do? Right? And like Chob is sort of easing his way up around you and pops up next to Glory. And he seems concerned about what he's hearing.
Well, do I want to talk?
Well, you can talk to anyone downstairs. I mean, knowing, and you can relay things up and down. You're basically in two different caves right now, on two different levels of the cave.
Right. I guess I'm confused because I feel like I'm not supposed to know anything that's happening in the cave.
Oh no, they're relaying it to you.
Icarus and they are. Oh, okay. I thought I wasn't any of that stuff. Okay.
Basically,
so
we're doing telephone.
Okay. So if we're doing it by telephone, then I have just a jaded version of what's actually up there. Then, so you're asking if I have a counter curse. I don't. Honestly, I don't know. I'm looking right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So this droning continues to go on, and you're hearing more and more sort of complaining and sort of aggravation coming just off to your left, where the yellow liquid is.
Right.
Or where the yellow. I'm sorry, where the yellow glow is.
I think we need to the three that are in the hallway need to move up forward. I'm gonna try to, since they're ignoring me, I'm gonna try to go towards that yellow glow because there also looks to be some sort of I kind of see an edge what looks like a tent maybe. So I'm gonna try to see if I could get closer to that and investigate a little bit more. But I think the three of you also need to move forward and start coming in some, because if they do notice, I don't want to be left by myself.
Cool. So I'm not going to allow the 25-foot one yet. Let's move Curtis. Move where you want to be and see what happens there. And then I'll stack everyone up behind you. So you want to be sort of there. All right. So This means that you see a couple of things.
Whoa. By the way, I do not have any sort of blocking of spells per se for a group, but only for myself. Sorry about the delay on that.
All right, so Syl, I'm going to move you forward. I'm assuming you guys are just going to stack up behind Curtis, correct?
Yep.
Awesome. Tempe as well. The good news is that frees up some space. So I'm going to pull. Who was next in marching order? Do you guys recall?
I think it was me.
Okay, so that's Tyros.
Oh, I don't.
Makes his way up. Okay, who else is up? Who's after Tyros?
Stephanos is next.
Stephanos is next. Awesome. After that?
And then we have Glory, and beside Glory is Chob.
We have Glory and then Chob. Where's Glory? Glory. I'm having a hard time finding Glory in the combat tracker.
I was like,
oh, there you are. Yeah.
in the middle.
Glory and then Chob, right?
Yeah, Chob had kind of worked his way up across the bridge and stood right beside Glory.
Right. So Chob suggests to the prisoners that they sort of hang back, right, until you guys sort of figure out what's going on. So the rest of the prisoners and the father, they're going to hang tight on the level below until someone gives them a signal that it's cool to proceed. If you guys don't agree with that.
I got a question for you. There was some things that I saw over in that area that have disappeared off the map now. They were there and then they've disappeared.
Like what?
I saw 2 archers.
Oh yeah, I'm turning them on right now. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
So you saw Grook. You saw Archer. Man, why do I make names I can't pronounce? Grumpf. You've got yourself that one and that one. So those are the 2 that you have within sort of purview. Can you guys see anything else? And so, okay. So, as you guys approach the part of the cave with the flickering golden glow, you notice some lights coming out of a large bowl of some sort. You're uncertain as to its function, but it's too large to serve as like simply a light source, is what you can tell. The hairs on your head stand up when you see yet another eye painted on the floor. And this time, around, you sort of place it. It seems to be a crude painting of a dragon's eye. This makes sense given the chant and given what what you heard outside of the cave when you first got there. Chob is like, it's worse than I feared. What are these goblins up to? This all seems beyond the ability of dim goblins. Someone or something is guiding them. I must get this information back to my brothers.
What does Chob mean to his brothers?
So you going to ask him that?
Yeah.
So as you may recall, I'm a member of the Harpers, and our sole purpose is to protect and do what is right and do what is good. Right. So we have heard rumors of the reemergence of dragons and very concerning rumors of the trade of dragon eggs in the black market. So that was one of the reasons, if you remember, that I was here. I was investigating these caves to see what's up. And it turns out that it's far worse than I thought.
Can I ask him a question? Why is there fear of dragon eggs, and outside of dragons destroying things, like why are we what's the value of dragon stuff outside of being scared of them?
The value of dragon eggs is to raise dragons, right? And there are rumors that depending on the dragon and the nature of the dragon, that you can extract essence and oils and use different parts of the dragon for nefarious means.
And is this the only place that dragons can be found, or how? Is this the only way to summon a dragon?
I know nothing of summoning dragons. I know only of the fact that we do not want our homes and towns destroyed by dragons yet again. It has been many years since we've had to deal with dragons.
Hey, Glory, is this the time to have full-on, questioning about the history of dragons?
If this is the only place to find dragons, then we block this place and there's no more dragons. But if they can be summoned from other areas, then we got an issue.
I'm more concerned about getting out of here alive than stopping people from getting dragons. No offense, Chop.
Yeah,
I'm curious
none taken.
I'm curious if these archers see us yet. That I'm seeing. I mean, I don't know how many of you guys see these archers. There's 2 of them.
They don't. They're focused. They're really focused because they seem to be guarding something, and as if as in a twist of irony, what you hear is oops, I need to turn off Goblin. Sorry. Back into.
These goblins keep appearing and disappearing. I don't know what's going on.
There we go. This will not stand. I will end you. Release me. I may spare you if you release me now. Do not toy with me. This will not end well for you. However, I would prefer if Alexandria reread that passage, since it is coming from Alexandria. That's your cue, Alexandria.
Hello?
Right. So go ahead and read in the chat box that little passage, and the team can figure out what sort of next.
Oh. This will not stand. I will end you all. Release me. I may spare you if you release me now. Do not toy with me. This will not end well for you.
So yeah, so you hear what sounds to be sort of a prisoner. And they seem a little cocky. And this voice is coming from the entrance to this tent. So you're hearing this, and sort of within the tent there seems to be some ruffling around, and some unease.
We
All right.
we must get her ready. We must get her ready.
But she won't shut up. She won't stop talking. What are we to do?
Just hold her. Just hold her. Don't let her go. It's almost time.
All right, guys. I'm gonna take a chance, and I'm gonna run over and kill one of these archers, and try to see if we could help out this person that's stuck. They may know the way out.
So are you
Are
going to do
we
this?
starting combat?
I'm saying, are you doing this in stealth mode, or are you trying to do a ranged attack? Like, what's your play here?
I am not so stealthy, but I'm trying to figure out if it'll be better to run, bum rush, and just attack this guy, or if I should try to sneak over.
Well, you want someone with an arrow to shoot?
We don't want to disturb the shaman and the mages if we don't have to.
Okay, I'm gonna try to sneak over there to the archer, and take him out. At least one of them.
All right, so you can go 15 feet. 5,
There's
10, 15.
there's two of them though.
Well, you
So I
can
should be able
you
to-
only get you have advantage on one.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, I'm worried if I do one, I'm gonna have to hopefully not get. I'm just letting everyone else know there's two of them. So no matter what I do, we're gonna alert everybody.
Yeah, no, their backs are to you, so you do have that going for you. So I guess if you got a clean kill, and the other archer Grumpf does not have good periphery, then you might be okay.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think? Should I go for it?
See if you can get into place first, then one of us can follow.
Yeah, I'll follow.
All right.
All right,
I'm gonna go. Okay, I'll move in before I attack. I'm gonna move into place.
15 feet you can go if you're doing stealth, unless you're going to do like a dash or just a run.
No,
in which case,
I'll do stealth.
Okay. All right. So can you get there? It is. So 15 feet. I need you to roll a stealth check.
Okay, let me see.
And there's a lot of moves going on. So like, this one's just above 10. If you can get above 10, you're fine.
Is that
Stealth.
under skills? There it is.
Skills, yeah.
I just roll it onto the chat window, right?
Yep.
Come on.
All right, you got
I
it.
think I'm.
I don't know. No, you shouldn't have rolled that with advantage, but I'll give it to you. So you're good to go.
Oh.
Now.
No, that's mine. Mine has that because I have special armor.
Ah. Oh, that's fancy.
Oh, I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So who is coming up with him?
I think someone should move to that other where right where the cave it curves into that. The other directly across from me.
Yeah, because my assumption is well, a couple of things. So as you pop in, and I'm going to give you right to attack. As you pop in and see these two guards with their backs to you, you see a little bit more than that. Hold on. I'll prove your move in just a second.
Did we ever figure out how to get the draw function to work?
No, we'll have to play with that offline. So you can't go through the wall, whoever just tried to move. So what you see behind you is like you're going to have advantage on this archer, but staring at the back of your head around to the right is Goblin Boss Grizzlepuss.
Oh no.
Damn you, Grizzlepuss.
So I do need you all to roll for initiative.
I guess we're in combat, guys.
You're going to be in combat. And here you go. And I'm requesting roll from all of you. Yeah, you're going to be in combat for sure. Oh, I love that some of you changed your dice colors. It's awesome. Awesome. And Alexandria, you are still bound. I haven't gotten a roll from Alexandria yet. There it is. Not a great roll, but a roll. Cool. So now let me roll initiative for the rest of the foes.
I sure hope he gets lower than me. That
So you get so you have advantage. So you're going to attack first. So I'm going to advance this this to you, Tyro, or to Dinjarin, and then we'll go back to the top of the. Actually, it was Dinjarin. All right. Now, first off, Icarus. So you guys' plan was you were both coming at the same time, correct?
Yeah, she was
Yes.
gonna go to that where the little kind of
Right here.
like somewhere around there.
Oh, right next to the goblin boss. Love it. Love it. Yes.
Well, no. It's your call. Is that where you wanted to be?
Yeah,
I was
that's
actually thinking
where
a
I
little
was
bit
intending to go. Like,
Okay.
I was trying to go behind the, like, a step further. So, like,
Back here.
no.
This
Like,
way.
in front of the. No. Up, yeah.
Here. Okay.
No.
So
You're right.
Right here.
Up one
Just move
more.
it. Move it where you want. Actually, I don't know why I'm moving it for you. Just move it where you want. All right. So you were sneaking around the corner. I get it. Okay. So yeah. So you're within.
Yeah.
So you're within striking distance of Gristlepuss. So Icarus, after Jinjarin goes, actually, can you roll a stealth for me, Icarus, real quick?
How do I do that again?
Skills.
Skills.
Yeah.
Okay. Stealth.
Yeah.
And then right
stealth
into
it
the
is.
chat window, right?
You're right into the chat window.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Come on.
Oh no.
Yeah. So you do not
Oh
get advantage.
no.
No, you still get to attack, but you just don't. There was no surprise because I was going to let both of you, if you were stealthy enough, because you are a kitty cat. I was going to let you both both of you sort of zoom in, like in split directions, and then he take out one and you take out the other. But unfortunately, his is not going to turn around, and you're going to be in combat against your other guy. But I will still, yeah. So you're still good to go. You do have surprise. So on your turn, I will let you roll with advantage. Just that one thing.
Okay.
There you go. Cool. So Curtis, you're in there and you are in combat.
It's not letting me. Wait, is it option click to? It's not letting me. What is that?
It's control click.
Yeah,
it's control click.
Oh, control click. Okay, there we go. All right. I am going to use my spike chain because if I don't hurt him, I could at least maybe grapple him with the chain. So I'm hoping that'll work.
Okay.
And that did nothing. That's so horrible.
So you just rolled damage, right? Yeah.
Oh, oops. Sorry, I did the wrong one. I grabbed the wrong thing. I thought I grabbed the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, hold on. I got to put his health back.
Okay.
No, you did. So that's fine. We'll just let the damage stand. And there you go. And you had rolled it. It didn't matter. You got it anyway. You were allowed to roll with advantage. All right, so that's your move, and then I'm still going to give you your move, Icarus. You don't get advantage because you failed your stealth, but I will let you do first attack. So go ahead and do your attack, and then we go into normal combat.
By the way, because I use my spike chain really quick, it says if I hit him and he's a medium or smaller creature, he's grappled until the grapple ends. So should be in a grappled state. Is he?
Oh, yes, he is. Okay, so let's put him in a grapple state. He's now grappled. Well, this is by Icarus, but whatever, it's by you. All right, Icarus, it is your turn. Nice work, Dinjarin.
Okay. I guess I'm going after. What's his name? The boss?
Grizzle.
You have to say it.
Grizzlepuss?
I'm making you guys say this.
Targeting Grizzlepuss. Okay, so I'm gonna hit him with my Warhammer.
Okay.
Is that not a hit? Not a hit?
So Icarus raises her warhammer, and much to her chagrin,
Why?
completely misses this goblin boss. And he does. He was surprised at first, but he looks at you at this point, and quite honestly, that's it. Just laughs at you. All right. This takes us into normal combat, which will mean that we have to reset. And go. Okay. So the farmhands aren't doing anything, and this brings us to Stephanos. So Stephanos is up. Who's
Sorry,
playing
I was
Stephanos?
muted. Okay.
Yeah.
It is me. It is I.
Is I Stephanos.
It is I. I'm going to move forward, I think. Yes.
Okay.
Let's see. I drag my yeah.
Do you drag your character? Do you want to be? Where do you want to be?
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out the best spot. Okay.
And what's interesting is while you guys are doing all of this, you realize that the mage and its minions are like not even acknowledging you guys. They just continue to drone and drone and drone. All right. So you've now moved into room. You have line of sight to Grumpf, and the three mages.
Do I have line of sight to the shaman?
You do.
All right.
All right. So you raise your bow and release the arrow. Go ahead and roll the damage. The shaman and mages who otherwise weren't paying you any business, they're now hyper aware of you, and you see the
awake now.
no. So they were ignoring you up to this point. And they all spin around looking at you. You barely scratched the shaman.
Damn.
And you now just sort of opened up the door for, I don't know, a pretty serious ass whooping is what it seems. So,
well,
you guys are on full-on combat now. And
all hands on deck, guys.
Yeah, all hands on deck, as they say. You still aren't aware of what when you step in, Stephanos, you do see off to the right a cave. And there's sort of a green glow coming from it. You don't see any other goblins over there right now, but definitely there's something weird going on over in that side of the cave. But you can't really do anything. How much did you move your turn? You moved
20,
5, 10, 15, 20. So you can still move another. Your Stephanos, right? You can move another, I think, 10 feet.
10.
If you
cover.
want.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where the best.
Probably behind that big bone. That's to your right.
You mean precariously
right.
balanced above the pool?
Oh,
Yeah,
never mind.
Be careful over there.
That's
No, I like that idea. I think that's a great idea. I think you should do that.
Like, wait,
All right.
where?
You're controlling it.
Don't do it.
Dinjarin, you can't. Yeah, I say Dinjarin, I wouldn't make too many. You're focused on your people, so like I don't think this is really conversation time. I think those behind her can maybe shout like, dodge left or dodge right, but you're sort of in another room aimed. So both you and Icarus are kind of not in a good place to have a conversation. So are you done with your turn, or are you going to move another 10 feet?
I'm gonna dodge right. I would,
right,
I really wanted to. I really wanted to interrupt the ritual. Would really appreciate some backup. Thanks, guys.
So you did interrupt the ritual. They have stopped chanting, and I think you've realized with that one hit that the shaman Glork on the throne is maybe a bit of a boss. All right. So your turn has ended. I think for this game, I'm going to do the advancing of the combat. All right. So, ironically, this brings us to the shaman. And he's up on the throne. He's just been lightly wounded. He just spun around, and you hear him say,
"The ritual was fine. Attack these people."
So he's just going to hang back, not do a whole lot, but he has instructed his peeps, so sort of take you on, and go from there. So that ends his turn. This brings us to the farmhand. Nothing, and to Glory. So Glory's been hankering to get in on this. So here she is. It's all your turn, Glory.
So I seem to have lost my spell book that I had gotten that I've been trying to search for this whole time. So, all right, I want to know if Alexandra is in a cage of some sort. Like they, I don't know. It's a he or she. Alexandria are they in a like a cage? Like why are they saying to get out? Is it just blocked or what?
You can't really see, and you haven't had that information relayed to you from any of the other characters yet. All you know is that you heard an exchange off to the off to the right there, that they asked to be released. You heard some people in the tent suggesting that's not going to happen, and clearly it was being guarded by a couple of goblins.
Okay. I want to move.
You get 30 feet of movement.
Right. Is this 30 feet?
That's
many?
20.
Okay,
That's 20 feet. So that's 20 feet, and you have who just did that?
Sorry.
That's 45. Okay, so you move 20 feet, and now you have another.
Sorry, I wanted to go here.
Right. That is your 30 feet. There you go.
And then I want to hit Goblin Mage. Well,
just target whichever one you want.
Yeah. This one. And I'm going to do.
Well, you have to target him. Control click.
Oh. Oh, there we go. Okay.
There you go.
And then,
so Glory targets group, Goblin Mage group.
Sorry, 1 second. I'm just trying to figure out the cantrip I want to do.
So in your actions.
Yeah. 1 second. Actually, you know what I think I want to do? I want to do, instead of attacking him, I want to do a where I mess with the lights to make it look like a dragon has appeared.
Okay. Where do you want the dragon to appear?
I want it to appear right where all the yellow light is.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
And I see what's it called again. I think it's oh.
All right.
Shoot, where is it?
I don't know.
Sorry.
Is that this character, or was that an old character that you had?
No, I thought I had. So I know that Dinjarin had the ability to do that, and then when we had upgraded, I got the same one, but I forgot what that one was called.
If yours is like mine, you could only do small creatures, not large creatures like a dragon. But then again, you are more powerful than I am in magic, so.
Yeah, and I don't see what you're talking about in your spells. Did you not prepare it?
Oh, maybe I didn't prepare it. I swear I had gotten it. Okay, well then I'm sorry. I will attack Goblin Mage again, and I'll just do.
You had Unseen Servant. Is that what you were talking about?
No, I have to look at it. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see anything in your list. We'll have to take a look at that. So then we're not going to summon a fake dragon, correct? Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
Sorry, no fake dragon. All right, so by the power of my patron, who has given me life, I bestow upon the Goblin Mage group my Eldritch Blast. And hold on. Let me just. Sorry. And there we go. Wow, thanks a lot, Patron.
And you hit. Now let's
Awesome.
find out what it does. So her patron does smile upon her, and from her hands or from her staff. What are you firing with? A staff, correct?
Yeah.
Emanates Eldritch Blast and hits. Now you have to roll damage.
Which one was that again?
Probably the little lightning bolt. Drag that on top of the bad guy. There it is. So, you did hurt this goblin. You hurt it pretty bad. So it's sort of midway. You've accelerated its life by half, right? And the shaman looks to its left, unconcerned. That brings us to the same goblin that you just attacked. So, what does he do to you? Let's see.
Oh, never mind.
No, you've used all your move and all your attack, unless you have a second action. I don't think you do.
No, that's never mind. Okay.
All right, so to attack, spell casting. I bring this guy up. I don't usually get
use dodge.
a dodge is an action, so it takes up an action.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Well, like if this dude comes after me, am I allowed to attempt to dodge, or would I have to prepare that as my attack?
No, you dodge would be your so you can move and dodge. Like you can't do dodge as well as an action. It is the action. So you don't have any other actions left. But this mage is looks at you and is going to hit you with a magic missile. Which does just a light bit of damage to you. So turnaround is not fair play, as you hurt him much more than he hurt you. Grump, on the other hand, sort of sees what's unfolding, figures that he should maybe focus over here on Stephanos. Same thing, magic missile to Stephanos. So you see the magic missile leave the mage's hand and thwack Stephanos pretty readily. Your healer is now hurting. And this brings us to usually our surprise damage dealer, Syl.
So I think I'll move out of the way a bit so we're not blocking anyone. And to come closer to Stephanos here.
Awesome. So you make your move.
Attack mage.
Nice. So you do hit.
Yeah.
And in classic Syl fashion, does moderate damage. So wait, who are you targeting? Grump?
The Grump?
Yeah. Yep, there it is, Grump. Cool. I'll target that for you. Cool. So you only moved. How many feet did you move? I think, 20 feet? Did you want
15 more?
Yeah, you have 15 more if you want to move again.
I think I'll stay here.
All right, so you're good to go. That means that your turn is now over. And this brings us to Shab. Shab he's going to guard this entryway and protect the prisoners behind. That's sort of his MO. And he suggests that the prisoners sort of hang tight down there until you guys figure out what's going on up here. So he's encouraging them to stay out of the fight. So he's just going to be ready. Tyros.
All right, Tyros is going to move a little bit into position here, just so that I can get...
Okay. Loving it.
And I'm going to use my longbow.
Good plan. Nice. So
Nice.
Tyros raises his longbow and at group and does connect.
Let's see how much damage I can put in here.
Hopefully a lot. And yes, I would say that you've redeemed yourself from that one time that you tried to slit a throat and failed.
I am never going to live that down. With that, I am going to move myself back and hide in position.
All right. Go ahead and do you have to roll for that? I can't remember.
Yes, I do have to roll for that.
Oh, you don't have to roll for the move. You have to roll to be hidden.
That's right. Yeah. So for hiding, which one is it again that I need to roll?
That would be let me do skills.
Stealth, right?
Yeah. You know what? It's not. I'm going to give it to you. I think it's sleight of hand, actually.
Oh, okay.
Although you have 2 sleight of hands. I don't know why.
I have no idea why either.
For the left and right hand, of course.
Well, one is proficient, and it's not against anything. We'll have to take a look at that later on. Cool. So your turn is now over. We're moving on to Dinjarin, who sort of started this whole mess.
So Grok, however you say this guy's name right in front of me, he's grappled. So I am going to run across the room to Grump and swing my maul and try to do as much damage to him before he starts shooting like at me, Stephanos or Icarus.
All right.
I'm going to run across to here.
Awesome. So you sort of, he is aware of you. There's no advantage. Make sure it's not checked. So he spins around to like look you in the eye. Okay. And as you wedge yourself in there, you sort of feel the heat from this yellow fire, but it doesn't feel normal. Seems something odd about it. But you have other things on your mind right now. Nice.
And boom!
Ooh, beautiful.
I was going to say something smart too, but I'm okay.
So yeah, you could tell the goblin was getting ready with some sort of witty comeback, but you put the hurt down on him before he could really form a joke.
Just before my turn ends in Goblin, I'm just going to say bye-bye. I know he's not dead, but
he does not approve. He does not approve.
Out of curiosity, when I hit group critical, does that mean that he's still alive, or did I kill him?
That just means that he's in critical condition, but he's still alive. You'll know he's dead when you see the skull appear.
Okay.
All right. So this brings us to Mr. Goblin Boss Grizzlepuss. Grizzlepuss is not a pleasant goblin. I think in the big scheme of things, he'd has other places he'd rather be, and he was not pleased to see Icarus come upon him, quite honestly. So he's a man of few words. Grabs his scimitar, raises it above his head, and brings it down poorly upon Icarus. So poorly, in fact, that your target regenerates half its level, round up, in HP per round for the next 6 rounds. All right, so every time you take damage, Icarus, you get half of its level back up. So your level is you're at level 3. No, you're level 2. So you get 1 HP back. So every time you get damage done, we're going to take 1 HP off of it. All right? And even if no one hits you, you get 1 HP back for 6 rounds. So up to 6 HP hit points. So that's
it's
that's
good
pretty.
for me.
That's great for you, right? Because he bungled it pretty badly.
Okay.
He curses. He says, "Hey, guess whose turn it is?"
Okay, back to me. So I'm gonna try the Warhammer again on Grizzlepuss. Come on. Why? Ugh. Okay, can I run away though?
You can move if you want. Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna move to the corner of this room.
All right, so you're gonna move. So Icarus sort of wedges herself in the corner, a little humiliated. Grizzlepuss is like, I know where you went. Like, whatever. You guys have both were having a bad attack day, quite honestly. Like, this is an exercise in missing.
I know.
Now, interestingly, just as Grizzlepuss and Icarus take turns missing each other, you hear the 2 goblins, in the tent.
She's free! She's free! Grab her!
So, Alexandria comes bursting out of the tent. And for the first time, whether you accept her into your party or not is up to you guys. This strange creature appears, coming out of the tent. Alexandria, do you want to explain what's going on? What you are?
Oh, thank you, Tempe. I really appreciate that. I'm a bird person, like a person but a bird, and I'm a monk. All cool stuff. I've been captured by these goblins. I would really appreciate. You could feel free to accept me into your group or not. I think I'll be pretty fine either way. But strategically speaking, I feel like the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So I think it wouldn't be a bad idea for us to team up and kill these goblins together.
So, given the light of the situation, I just have to say, let's talk more help. Take out a goblin. Go for it.
All right, so Alexandria, good news is that she's a monk, right? So she can do unarmed combat. But these weren't brilliant goblins, right? So she knows her stuff is just across the room next to Icarus. So Alexandria, what are you going to do here? You have now escaped the tent. You have 2 goblins in the tent behind you that you guys know are there. So let's open up in the combat tracker. I will enable them. Gruzzle and Glimpshaw. Man, what was I thinking when I made these names up?
A lot of G names.
A lot of G's, yeah. I think I did that so they would stack appropriately. All right, so there's a whole lot going on around you guys now, right? You've got an escaped bird-like monk being chased by a couple of more shaman. You got a bunch of goblins bleeding out, and Alexandria is Dinjarin's like less words, more kill, right? So you come out, and there's a goblin to your left and a goblin to your right. And there's 2 goblins behind you. What are you gonna do?
Okay. So I don't have any stuff on me, right?
I think Can you go ahead and roll a 20 for me?
A 20.
Yeah. All right. So you feel like you feel the comfort.
She rolled as
down.
Stefanos.
Oh.
You got to click on your character first.
Yeah, click.
Sorry.
Yeah, click your character. Yeah, I'll let you keep the roll anyway. But
Thank you.
yeah. So you've got a couple of things, right? You have gear across the room that you could try to get to, and then take an action. You can move 25 feet, so may not make it all the way there. But you know, sort of safely tucked into your legging, you feel your good old faithful dagger. It's the one thing they left on your person. So you have one dagger, so you can't put one in each hand, but you do have at least one dagger. If you go to actions, it's the very first selection. That's about as good as it's going to get until you get the rest of your weapons.
All right. Well, you know, I do appreciate that Dinjarin is, I believe it was Dinjarin, is a man of action and appreciates I too think that killing speaks louder than words. So
Nice. So, which goblin were you going at?
Grump.
Yeah, Grump. Okay, that's the one on the right. So
Yes.
you have to use 5 feet of your move to get within there. So I went ahead and moved you as a courtesy. But yeah, you have to be on
Thank
the adjacent thing. So you do attack Grump, and it does hit, right? And you probably are full of the rage from having been on the verge of being a sacrifice. So that didn't last long. So
Wow.
you know, Alexandria like hears Dinjarin's call to action and basically is like, "You want action? Right, here you go." So you do nice. You do indeed kill this and dispatch this foe. You've moved 5 feet if you want to make your way anywhere else.
Okay. So I have 15 feet remaining.
Yep.
All right. And where's my stuff?
It's over
by-
in that barrel.
Okay, I'm gonna move over that way then.
Not that way. You're not. You have to go unless you are going to tell me you're going to jump across the fire.
Can I jump across the fire?
you wanna try?
Based off of the feel, it doesn't feel like normal fire, so I would highly suggest not to. Something feels off about it. So
Dinjarin sees Dinjarin sees Alexandria sort of like crouched down and ready to leap over the fire, and he's like, I wouldn't advise that, right? And then at the last minute she decides to go for it or not. Okay, not
I'll walk around the fire instead.
Okay. I was kind of excited to see what you do. Oh, Syl had to drop. Are we over time again?
It's past 1, yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta get dropping as well.
Yeah, so I think like let's end it here. This is I think a good moment.
Why don't we let Tempe, because the archer is dead, so Tempe has his next move. So why don't we let Tempe go, and then we could call it, because that round would be done then.
Oh, thanks for the nod. I think so too. All right, Tempe, so you're in.
Awesome. All right, I am going to run up and whip this mage. Goblin Grump.
Ooh, a little close combat, huh? Nice.
Yeah. And oh crap! I didn't drop it on her, although I missed.
All right, how about this? Drop it on her, but you have to do it with disadvantage. Does that work? Hit disadvantage
Sure.
and actually attack the person. That'll be our compromise. You didn't click disadvantage. You don't get it, my friend. You have to do it with disadvantage.
Oh, okay. Damn it.
Sorry.
All right, click disadvantage.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, that would have been awesome, by the way. But yeah, hit disadvantage and then roll again.
Okay.
All right. So you did not get the crit, but you did get a hit. So go ahead and roll your damage. This goblin's seeing all sorts of like weirdness, right? Because like Tempe's doing stuff and then sort of time rewinds and he does something again and time rewinds. But on the plus side, in his final move, opens up this goblin and her spleen starts to sort of like make its way out of her body. I'm not sure whether goblins have a spleen, but let's just assume so. Cool. So that ends this round. Oh, wait, actually, how far did you move, Tempe?
30.
30. So you're tapped out.
Yeah, I'm good.
That ends this round, and you guys will find yourself deep in battle when next we play. I'm super excited. You guys finally got to meet Alexandria, who's been sort of kind of around for a while. Any questions before we drop off?
Welcome to the team.
This is good, and welcome to the team, Alexandria.
Thank you.
Yes. So for those of you, there is one thing I've got to tell you. So Tempe, off to your left in your periphery. Before I forget to do this next time, you do notice in the room where the green light is emanating, this crazy ass pot surrounded by sort of empty bottles. And another shaman. So there's definitely some magic stuff going on.
I got one question. Is the pit with the yellow fire that I'm right next to, does that seem like it's like, is it a heavy pot, whatever it is, or is it something like if I were to try to kick it over, would it?
That would require an athletics check.
Okay, we'll do that next time.
But we can just put dirt on it, right? To smother the fire or smother it.
You could, yeah. I mean, to be frank, you guys don't know what the fire is for or what it does.
I feel like it needs to be put out regardless.
Yeah,
that could be exactly what they want.
You could very much do what a lot of Americans do, which is when you don't understand something, vilify it and kill it. But yeah, I think definitely, it could be tipped over, but it's very, very heavy and would require quite an athletic check. But honestly.
All right, cool.
But it's something to keep in mind. But right now, if you look at this board, I think this may be the most chaotic battle you guys have ever been.
Yeah,
there's a lot going on.
There's a lot of mages.
This is pretty cool.
A lot of mages. There's some serious spellcasting shit going on. So, all right, guys.
I feel like we're in that Bruce Lee movie where
I'll see you guys later.
Bye, David. What's that, Curtis?
I feel like we're in that Bruce Lee movie where each tower he goes up, it gets like a harder and harder boss.
It does seem like it, doesn't it? It does seem like it. But it's a good day to die. All right, until next time, y'all.
Fun game, guys, and talk to you later.
Bye.